In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices. In case you don't know, who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers, no more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden. You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Running against...
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people. Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
Pokemon Go. But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Is this thing on? Is this on? Is the stream on? I got some crust on my lip. Fuck. Got some crust on my Is this thing on? Yo, look at my hair, by the way. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This hair. It's a problem. It was really windy yesterday, and now I've got this giant knot in my hair. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. To be honest with y'all, it's kind of fucked. So, it's a problem. But hello, folks. Welcome to the goddamn. Welcome to the goddamn. I am, looking what is this? I'm looking at Google News right now. I'm looking at Twitter, trying to get some news. My brain isn't functioning. Need caffeine. I feel you. There's a lot going on. Gunman kills woman. Fucking gunman. Motherfucking gunman? What was with Tim Black yesterday? Is he going full turf? It seems like it. I don't know. I'm not really interested in what that motherfucker has to say. To be honest with y'all, I've got a one-strike policy when it comes to, I've got a one-strike policy. When it comes to transphobia. So, I saw what I needed to see, and I'm gone. That's it. So, folks, today is day 2 of me being post-bender. So, drinking my covfefe. Look at my fucking hair, folks. I don't know if this is ever going to get fixed. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I might just be fucked up. What is this? Anyway. Glad I survived the bender. Yo, same. Hopefully no one was worried about me. That makes it seem like you were worried about me. It's like, no. Just on a bender. It happens every once in a while. Bending it up. Yeah, it was super windy yesterday, and my hair had like a small knot going on already. And so it's multiplied. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna... It's a little bit of a... It's a little bit of a thing. It's a little bit of a thing, that's for sure. But, you know, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, yesterday was day 170 something. What is it, 73? Day 173 of protesting daily consecutive protesting in the city of Elizabeth City, the county of Pasquotank County. Yesterday we did a short weekend demonstration. Usually the weekends are a little bit less, folks. So we did a short weekend demonstration. The megaphones are loud and clear. And so again, for those of you that don't know, I don't know how you could have watched my channel for 173 days and don't know this, but Andrew Brown Jr. was murdered by the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department on April 21st, 2021. He was shot in the back of the head as he was attempting to run away from the assassins. The assassins rode on the back of a pickup truck with assault rifles and machine guns. 7 sheriff deputies. Now, what to serve a search warrant, not even an arrest warrant, a search warrant. They initially claimed it was an arrest warrant, but no one could find a warrant for Andrew's arrest, but they could find a search warrant, and so they rode on the back of a pickup truck, 7 sheriff deputies, assassinated Andrew Brown Jr. for a search warrant. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. And so we've been out here for 173 days saying that it's unacceptable. It is not okay to do such actions. In the assassination of Andrew Brown Jr. in a school zone, I should remind you, on the same street, just a couple houses down from a school, an elementary school, I should be more clear, the sheriff deputy shot into a neighbor's house, nearly killing people that were completely unrelated to the involvement of Andrew Brown Jr. So this is a situation where we've got 7 sheriff deputies that have gone rogue. They are assassins. They are killers for hire. The Pasquotank County Board of Commissioners gave them all a raise after they assassinated Andrew Brown Jr. The corruption is palpable here in Elizabeth City and Pasquotank County. They go out there and they kill unarmed black people for fun, and they get paid more money, including a free vacation to do so. That is unacceptable. These people should be in jail. Now, a lot of people love to bring up, intra-community crime. Elizabeth City has a lot of crime, actually. There's a lot of people being shot and killed here in Elizabeth City. Just over the last couple months, I think there's been like 10 people that have been shot and killed. But when it comes to people being shot and killed, typically the police hunt down the killers and arrest them, and they are sentenced and go to jail. When it comes to police using their powers as police to assassinate people, they are not hunted down by the police. They are not tried. They are not sent to jail. And so that's why it is important to protest police brutality, because otherwise they get off scot-free. If I go down there, I don't know where there is, but if I shoot someone in the middle of the street, the police are going to knock on my door the next morning. But when you are the police and you shoot someone in the middle of the street, the police knock on your door that night with a six-pack and you celebrate. That is not acceptable. That is not how human society should be operating. And so that is why I've been out here for 173 days, and that's why we, as a community, have been out here, because we find that unacceptable. It is just not okay for the government to pay you to kill people. The government should be protecting us, not assassinating us. Plain and simple. Got this gallon of water, but I don't know where to put it. A bird made a nest. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I mean, if you look at the video from yesterday, you can see also that my hair is looking pretty gnarly. I'm trying to find a frame. Yeah, if you look, hold up. If you look, you can see my hair is not looking so good. So you can see that other thing is the mask strap really fucks with it too. Look at it. Oh my god. Look, I look like a freak. But anyway, I'll figure that out at some point. God damn. Anyway, for those of you that missed it, yesterday I played Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, the PlayStation 2 expansion campaign for Resident Evil 4. I played half of the game, and I will be doing the other half of the game today. So that's going to be a thing that I'm going to have to do. Well, I guess I don't have to do it. I mean, I could just choose not to, but I mean, I like doing it, so I will. Tonight, I'm going to do some stuff tonight. I don't quite exactly know how long it's going to take. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways tonight, and I'm going to finish the game. I got to do chapter 4 and 5, and so that should take probably slightly less than an hour. So oh, this ought to be good. Oh, this ought to be good. I apologize if I sound out of it this morning. Usually when I consume a lot of drugs over an extended period of time, it takes me a couple days to recover. The wind is about 35 km here. How windy is it there? I don't know, but I live right next to a river, and so we get that river breeze every once in a while. And yesterday I was walking right by the river, so it fucked me up. What the hell? It's a 9-minute video. What the fuck? Alright, folks. So I don't know what this is. This just came across my feed. Kamala Harris spaces out. She spaces out in YouTube video boosting science for kids. Kamala Harris is being panned for her performance this week in a YouTube special aimed at selling kids on the glories of science and the wonders of space. Harris, who was named as chair of the cabinet-level National Space Council in May, struggled to explain the value of space exploration. All right, does anyone want to watch this video? And she swooned with wide-eyed wonder over what her visitors would see in the Naval Observatory's high-tech telescope. All right, let's watch the video. Let's watch. See what could possibly go wrong.
Hi, I am NASA astronaut Shane Kimbrough aboard the International Space Station with a challenge. This year during World Space Week, I challenge you to go outside and look at the moon. Go to your local observatory, or look up with your own eyes, or maybe even make your own telescope. I am calling on my team to get curious and figure out a couple other important people along the way. Let's do it.
Get curious!
Step 1, meet the rest of the team.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm from West Windsor, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Derek, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
My name is
Shout-outs to y'all.
From the International Space Station.
Great.
Where's Kamala?
Starts in DC.
No.
I mean, this video seems okay. I don't see the problem with it.
Guys, I got a message.
Hey
Yo,
team, if you're gonna
imagine if like you were in school and like they're like, all right, we're gonna shoot a video with the vice president. Everyone get their phones out. I mean, this sounds really cool. I mean, again, I'm no Kamala Harris fan, but this sounds pretty good.
build your own telescope, it might help to see how one works first. Head over to the United States Naval Observatory to start your adventure.
We gotta go to the observatory.
The Naval Observatory was created in 1825 to help the United States learn more about space.
When the Naval Observatory was built, they would send out a signal every day at noon to set the time for the country. They still keep time here with the master clock, a super accurate atomic clock that sets the time for the internet.
And it's been home to some awesome astronomers.
That's Asa Hall. He discovered the moons of Mars.
Whoa!
There's a huge telescope inside that people use to study the stars.
Jeff Chester,
Yo,
who
this
runs
is
the
sick.
telescope, showed us around.
He told us that it works by using lenses on both ends of the tube to help
Whoa.
focus the light from things that are
Why don't you look around the light?
So where's Kamala?
close to someone.
Just
Yo, this video's great.
Kamala Harris
there she
is
is.
the Vice
All right.
President of the United States. But she's also the President of the Senate. And the head of the Space Council.
She doesn't. Why did they post that in there? She's the president of the Senate. No one should know that. She's not allowed to. Right. Again, reminder: the parliamentarian is holding the reconciliation package hostage. Right, holding the $15 minimum wage hostage. No one's allowed to know that she's the Senate president. So they kind of fucked up with that one.
States. But she's also the President of the Senate. And the head of the Space Council.
Well, welcome, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Ready to start? Okay, go. So, I may not always be fast to take my parents' advice, but what is the best advice your parents have given you that perhaps you can share with us today?
That's a stupid fucking question. Like, I get it, they're kids. I get it. Right, but that's a stupid fucking question. I'm sorry. Like, that's just like, you got the vice president here. Right, I don't know why this has so many dislikes. I'm gonna like it just because it's got kids in space, and I love this shit. But either way, that's a stupid fucking question. I would ask her, like, what's the deal with the Senate parliamentarian? That's what I would ask.
You know, one of the most important pieces of advice that I can offer you guys, and I want you to really remember this.
Uh-oh.
Never let anybody tell you who you are. You tell them what they think
care.
you should be.
I don't
You-
care. Oh, she's
So
laughing.
what is the most
Oh, no?
surprising thing you found about being Vice President?
There have been a lot of things because I've never been vice president before, so there are many new things. But I'll tell you one of the things that's
I don't
is
care.
the Space Council. With her,
All right,
like,
this video sounds fine. I don't really care. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to invest any more time in this. But I'm going to read the rest of the New York Post article. The video racked up just over 50,000 views in its first 2 days, but was mocked mercilessly on social media by critics. Like, why? I mean, it's just kids getting involved in space. Who cares? I really don't understand the New York Post. Like, I mean, Kamala Harris does a lot of stupid shit. Let me tell you. Like, I hate Kamala Harris. I think her fan base is cringe. I think she's an awful, terrible person. But this is sick. I mean, she's doing a little science video for the kids. I mean, that's great. I have no problem with that at all. So I don't know what the New York Post is on, but I want some of that. Let me tell you. I'm just going through Google News today because I did no show prep whatsoever. So please bear with me. She gets way more cringe. I mean, who cares? Whatever. All right, folks. So this is a 30-second video that was uploaded to youtube.com. And there's no like accompanying article for this. So I don't, in fact, I'm going to look this up real quick before I get this because there's got to be more information. Hold the motherfucking phone. Okay, so there is an article. But there's no information. Anyway. This is no good, folks. It's happening all over the goddamn place. No good. So anyway, let's watch.
And that breaking news now on CBS 2 News at 6, also streaming on CBSN Los Angeles. Sky 2 live over a deputy-involved shooting. This is near
Now,
Whittier.
so I wanted to cover this because I really, I don't understand what the fuck a deputy-involved shooting is. Like, can someone tell me what the fuck that means? Like, if I go out there and, like, assassinate someone, is that, like, a fucking, I don't know, like YouTube talk show involved shooting? Like, what is this involved? Like, how are the deputies involved? They shot and killed someone. That's a lot of involvement. It's so bizarre to me.
It happened in the 1000 block of Pioneer Boulevard.
Right now, we know LA County Sheriff's deputies say a Pico Rivera station deputy was involved in this shooting. The suspect has died, and they have not yet released details about what led up to this, but say detectives recovered a weapon at the scene. No deputies.
So here we have an article on the subject. Los Angeles County Sheriff deputies shot and killed a man in unincorporated Whittier on Sunday. The incident happened at about 4:53 p.m., blah, blah, blah. No identifying information was available for the man shot. My thing here is, right, how is it possible for anyone to take this and then just print it? Right, like, homicide detectives and deputies were at the scene handling crowd control. Like, how do human beings, right, look at this kind of information and go, like, all right, that's good enough. Where's the body camera footage? Like, again, I reiterate this every time I see an article of someone being shot and killed by cops is unless there's body camera evidence that is clearly exculpatory, do not pass go, do not collect $200, go immediately to jail, right? If you don't want to cough up the body camera video, all right, you should have a mandatory minimum sentence. I'm sorry. Like, we have prisons, we have mandatory minimums, right? So why is it that if you want to release the video and it shows that some guy was had a Molotov or whatever and he was running at you with his dick out or whatever and he had a machine gun in one hand and a Molotov and he was shooting it like a fucking orphanage or whatever, then yeah, whatever, maybe that's exculpatory, right? But chances are this guy was not in any danger and he just wanted to kill someone, right? So my thing is why is it they just do this? They just, all right. Sure. I mean, okay, you killed someone. All right, next. I don't know. I really this feels like it's shocking to me that this is a thing that happens almost every single day. And the news is just yep. Yeah, let's get some sky camera footage. Yeah, there's cops. There's a deputy involved shooting. Where's the body camera video? Why are there no details? I mean, it's I don't know. Every single fucking goddamn time there's police involved shootings like this. Police involved. What does that mean they're involved? I mean, of course they're involved. I don't know, man. Shit's fucking crazy. I mean, it really is fascinating to me that it's the year 2021 and this is still happening. It's fascinating to me. It really is. Jesus. Anyway. Got some more scoops here. Folks, earlier today I received a comment when it comes to officers. Earlier today I received a comment on one of my Officer Down videos that was seemingly from one of the officer's family members. And they told me not to speak about their deceased relative. So I just want to throw that out there, I did make an Officer Down video. I'm not going to tell you what video it was. I'm not going to tell you what the comment was. I don't even know how they found the video, to be honest, because I didn't use the guy's name, but either way, I did receive a comment that was seemingly from a dead officer's relative, and they asked me not to speak about that dead officer ever again. And my response is, I don't know why I would speak of the dead officer ever again, because they're dead, so it's not like they're going to kill anyone else on their murder spree. So, I don't know why, I'm not sure why I would ever speak about them again, but either way, I just want to let y'all know that that is a thing that happened. And so I was cracking up, I'm not going to lie to you. But, yeah. All right. So, yesterday or the day before, I covered this video of the batshit, lunatic, crazy-ass, motherfucking dipshit, cocksucker, motherfucker, also known as the lieutenant governor of my state, North Carolina, the state that I live. He called gay and transgender people filth, and basically everyone was like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you a crazy person? And he responded with, yeah, I am crazy. And guess what? You're going to have to deal with me. So, North Carolina lieutenant governor who called transgenderism filth will not back down. Amid calls for resignation, I will not be silenced and I will not be bullied into submission. How is it that these motherfuckers do this? They attack an entire marginalized group of people and then they claim that they're bullied. What? What? I just that's like the KKK, after they just got done, fucking, I don't know, erecting a fucking Confederate statue, going why do you want this statue to be torn down? We're not gonna get bullied. This actually happened in my fucking city, in North Carolina, I should add, right? We have a Confederate statue here, and the defense for why it should not be removed is if the statue is removed, it's giving in to bullies. Fighting an entire war, killing hundreds of thousands of people over the right to own black people, that's cool. There's no bullying there. But removing a piece of concrete, that's bullying. How do these people do this? How do they manage to make themselves the victim? This is victim culture here. This is some snowflake-ass bullshit. Republican North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson said he will not back down amid Democratic calls for his resignation after he said, quote, transgenderism and homosexuality. Why is transgenderism in quotes and homosexuality isn't? I don't know. I guess because transgenderism isn't a word. Should not be taught to children, referring to it as filth. What does that mean? How do you teach transgenderism to children? What does that even mean? Right? I'm just what does that mean? All right, class, we're going to teach transgenderism. What? I'm genuinely what the fuck? We're going to teach you homosexuality. What does that mean? Look, what is there to teach? Gay people, they exist. All right, next. What is that? Transgender people are real and they exist. All right, now let's talk about science. What does that mean? I really don't understand. Let me tell you plainly right here and now, I will not back down, Robinson said in a video posted to Facebook on Saturday. Can I watch this? Is this watchable? Because I'd rather just watch the source material. All right, let's just watch the source material. I don't know how. I hate Facebook. I really do. I'm going to open this in a incognito tab. Okay. What the fuck?
Viciously attacked because of a clip video where I talk about removing the sexualization of children from the classrooms in our public education system.
Also, why? Okay, are you hearing the music in the background, folks? Are you hearing the music? Anyway, so the sexualization of children? What? What? Now, last time I checked, when I went to school, I'm 25 years old, so I was in high school about 10 years ago. They forced us to read Romeo and Juliet. Is that not a story about the sexualization of children? Because last time I checked, right, Romeo and Juliet was about children. Right? Is it not sexualizing children because they are a heterosexual group of people? Like, what is this? And also, gay people exist is not sexualizing children. What does that even mean? Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, this guy is a freak of nature, and what are these triangles in the background? There was a lot going on.
Of course, the media and those on the left have tried to change the focus from education to the LGBTQ community, specifically that I hate them. Let me be clear. I will fight for and protect the rights of all citizens, including those in the LGBTQ community, to express themselves however they want. That is their right as Americans, and I don't think that government has any role in telling them otherwise.
Okay.
However,
all right. Now, I love the queers, but
in telling them otherwise. However, the idea that our children should be taught about concepts of transgenderism and be exposed to sexually explicit materials in the classroom.
What does that mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, if I were to go around saying, yeah, right-wingers, what they're doing is, actually Republicans are, what they're doing is they're going to school and they're basically saying, we're not allowed to teach you history. We're only going to teach you the pre-approved by the Ministry of Truth version of history where George Washington picked at a cherry tree and then, like, he, made the best country in the world and then he killed a king or something. And then Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. We don't know how the slaves got there, but they were freed because the Republicans are great. Wait, no, actually, Republicans actually do that. They do try to enforce an alternative version of history straight from the Ministry of Truth into schools, right? So, like, that's the thing is, like, and they need that, like, the scapegoat, because they are actively mythologizing and propagandizing in schools, so they need to convince their people that the left is doing that too. The left is not sexually explicit, like showing sex. Like, what does that mean? Like a teacher going up there and saying, hey, class, gay people exist, is equivalent to like showing goatsy in a fucking elementary school classroom. I don't understand what this guy is talking about, bro. Like, I really, like, what are you talking? Can you cite a source of like a fucking like teacher like going up there and saying, all right, class, we're going to watch some gay porn today? What, like, when has that happened? Like, I don't understand what the fuck that means.
Is abhorrent. Earlier in the year, my office released a report about indoctrination in public schools. In it, there was reference to a book titled George that a parent found in their child's school. The book is recommended for elementary school students. The main character is a biological boy in elementary school who wants to remove his genitals so he can become a girl.
Okay, so first of all, again, I would like to cite the example of Romeo and Juliet. Now, if books are capable of morphing kids into doing things that they read in books, why isn't there a suicide spree going on? I read Romeo and Juliet in high school, right? Why didn't I kill myself? Why isn't there a mass suicide spree of, teenage boys and girls in high school killing themselves to try to get laid? Why doesn't that happen? Why? Maybe because people read things in books and they know that it's not necessarily a how-to guide on how to live your fucking life. I don't understand what that means. Like, I really don't understand what that means. Also, I proudly support the queers, but those biological boys. What is a biological boy? As opposed to, I don't know, like a fucking, like an android? Like, what is like a technological boy? Like, what does that mean, a biological boy? All human beings are biological. Biology is the study of living organisms and life. What does that mean, a biological boy? All boys are biological? That's because we're humans. Like, we're all biological, folks. Like, I don't understand what this thing is. You're biological. Your mom's biological. Your dog is biological. Everyone is biological. We're living. We're life. Unless you're artificial intelligence living in Google's, like, fucking secret quantum computer, probably you're biological. But anyway, let's keep going.
This book is not the only example. In Lawn Boy, there is sexually explicit content, including an animal performing sexual favors on a human. Unfortunately, there's more. The images you are about to see are from a book that is currently in North Carolina schools.
Also, okay, now again, the other leap here is that, all right, there's a book in a library. It's got to be the left. Huh? A book is in the library? The left is at it again. So I went to the library and I found a book, a group of papers that contain words that tell out a story. Why is the left doing this? Why is the left putting these books in? Like, I just don't understand what the fuck is this guy talking about? What does that mean?
It's called Gender Queer. I want to warn you that the pictures you are about to see are explicit. I hate to put these in a video, but I feel it's necessary to show you exactly what I'm referring to. Now, as you look at these photos...
Oh, no! You're not going to believe it, folks. This is explicit. In fact, I might get banned from YouTube for this. Holy shit. In fact, I'm going to do it. Whoa. This is extremely explicit, folks. If you have kids at home, hold the fuck. Fast forward, we've been dating for 2 months, we've made out, we've had sex, we've moved on to sexting at work. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You are going to look so hot. Welcome to the library. Whoa! Whoa! Again, I would like everyone to remind themselves of Romeo and Juliet, a book, a story about children killing themselves because they wanted to get laid. I would like everyone to remind themselves of Romeo and Juliet, but let's continue.
Photos. I challenge you to describe them as anything other than filth. These materials do not belong in public schools. For those who are calling on me to resign, for those who are saying that I don't represent North Carolina values, let me ask you something. Does forcing these on children represent your values? Do you really believe that these images should be shown in the classroom? This whole...
Also, again, the idea that anyone is going up and... Like, again, okay, here's another leap. So a book is in a library. Therefore, every classroom in America is showing the book. What? What? I just don't get it. I don't understand. So, okay, a book is in the library. That, of course, what that means is that every single classroom in America is being taught that that book is scripture and that they need to live their lives in that fashion. Counterpoint, how about it's a book in a library that no one looks at because no one reads books anymore? Is that possible? And, like, also, again, I would like to remind everyone of Romeo and Juliet. The motherfucker literally killed himself because he didn't get laid. I'm sorry, like... If books are somehow like, you know, ideological scriptures that we all are supposed to live our lives behind or based on, we gotta ban Romeo and Juliet because that's teaching you some fucked up shit.
The whole thing has been an attempt to once again change the argument and silence voices on the right. Well, let me tell you plainly, right here and right now, I will not back down. I will not be silent, and I will not be bullied into submission. I will continue to fight for the rights of our children to receive an education that is free from sexual concepts that do not belong in the classroom. And I don't care who doesn't like it.
What about, what the fuck? I hate Facebook. But what about Romeo and Juliet? Like, I know, like, there's probably other books I should be referencing. But literally, what about Romeo and Juliet? Because, I don't know about y'all, but I was forced to read that stupid-ass cringe in high school. And it was boring. It was garbage. Like, I mean, also, like, I'm going to be real here. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you think, like, heterosexuality is? Right? Like, there's a lot of kids' movies, books, television shows that have men and women kissing each other in them. How is that not sexually explicit? Like, I'm just asking a question. Right, like when I was in elementary school, I remember one time one of my teacher's husbands came to work to drop something off and they kissed each other in the classroom. How was that not sexually explicit? I guarantee you, no, not a single right-winger would give a shit about that. But if it was my teacher's wife, and my teacher was also a woman, they would freak the fuck out. Like, I'm so confused. I'm baffled by this. It's strange to me. Like, and this guy's calling transgender people filth, and then he says, we believe in the right to express yourself. Unless you're a kid, you can't express yourself? What does that mean? Like, I just don't understand, like, what is this guy talking about? But again, people eat this shit up. They read this and they go, like, yes, really hitting the nail on the head there, because they're stupid. They're dumb. These people are dumb. They're dumb as fucking cum. And not the good kind of cum. I know you're trying to struggling. You're thinking, whoa, there's bad cum? That's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about cum from meat eaters. That's right. Did you know vegetarians have better cum? I'm just throwing that out there. That being said, we're talking about meat eater cum. We're talking about, like, this guy was just eating steaks and fucking, like, chicken wings kind of cum. Like, the cum that really just, you just need to puke it out of you immediately. It's just kind of disgusting. We're not talking about that good vegan cum. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. But either way, this guy is a fucking weirdo, and North Carolina's fucked. That's all I can tell you, so... Yeah, North Carolina sucks dick. I need to get the hell out of here. Matt Strackbane. Hello, just arrived. Maybe I should have arrived a little earlier for context. I mean, I'm just saying. Y'all gotta get some vegetarian cum in your life. Throwing it out there. It's a retweet. It's a retweet, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
You're not like...
All right. All cops are not only bastards, but dumb motherfuckers. Florida sheriff looking to return $2 million in marijuana to rightful owner. Quote, very least we can do. So, folks, I know not many of us have calendars these days, but I want y'all to check your phone. And I don't know about y'all, but on my phone lock screen, right, you can see this here. This is my lock screen. It says Monday, October 11th. Now, last time I checked, and let me double check. Let me look at the calendar app. Last time I checked, it was so it's 2021. All right, so it's 2021, and this is a story that we're reading. So, let's read it. All right, so it's a Florida sheriff has advertised on social media some 700 pounds of marijuana that authorities wanted to return to its rightful owner. The tongue-in-cheek post on Facebook by Brevard County Sheriff's Office argued that the office was, quote, just trying to do the right thing. Since at Brevard County Sheriff's Office, we always strive to do the right thing. Our narcotics agents are trying to identify the rightful owner, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to be funny. I mean, trying to identify the rightful owner of properties, the very least we could do, especially since there's a street value of roughly $2 million. I just don't understand, like, it's weed, bro. Like, imagine there's an alternate universe where instead of weed, there's, like, I don't know, like coffee beans in here. Like, I'm serious. I ask you this, what is the difference between caffeine and marijuana? Well, caffeine is actually more physically addictive. Caffeine is actually pushed on you by most workplaces. Most workplaces tell you, just drink a cup of coffee and get through it. There's coffee stores on every block. Caffeine is way more of a deadly drug and way more of an addictive drug than weed could ever dream of being. Imagine an alternate universe where these vacuum-sealed bags are full of high fructose corn syrup. Almost every food in America has been infused with high fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. It's one of, if not the most physically addicting things on the planet. But no, it's weed that the boogeyman is trying to give you. Once we properly identify you as the rightful owner, we will gladly return your property and also make sure that both you and your property are kept in a secure area so that no one can try and rip you off. What the fuck? I've even offered a staycation for the owner to think about exactly how much your lost property means to you. What the fuck does that mean? The sheriff has made extensive use of social media during his tenure, the most politically incorrect sheriff in the county, using humor to engage the public. On YouTube, Ivy runs a number of joke programs to showcase various cases and aspects of his job, most notably the Wheel of Fugitive, where he spins a wheel of fugitives to determine the fugitive of the week. What the fuck? Ivy also encourages the fugitives to turn themselves in. He similarly has encouraged the owner. They think this is funny. They think that this is wow, this is so funny. What a dumb fuck world that we're living in. This shit is so stupid here. We are living in the twilight motherfucking goddamn. Imagine, right? Going in a time machine 500 years ago, right here where we live in Florida, North Carolina, wherever you're at in the United States, if you're in the United States. And imagine telling indigenous tribes, all right, so guess what? They're not going to believe this. So a bunch of people with super white skin are going to come over. They're going to literally kill all of you and your family, and they won't even let anyone smoke weed. What? Let's go back 10,000 years. Right? Let's go back. Look at, throughout all of humanity, humans love drugs. Drugs are cool as shit. Humans have been trying to get high since the dawn of the world. Right? Look at alcohol. Why is alcohol legal and weed isn't? Because white people like it. That's the only reason. These pasty-ass fucking losers from Europe didn't have good drugs. They had shit drugs, like alcohol. They were throwing fruits in a barrel and seeing what they could get. These motherfuckers were desperate. And so that's why they're trying to ban anyone else having a good fucking time. And it's just it's ridiculous, man. Again, the idea that it's October 11th, 2021. And weed is so illegal. Woo-how! So stupid. So stupid. So stupid. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. Do we need some Max content? Max, you gotta come on the stream now. Max, they want to see you. Hold the phone, folks. Maxie! Oh, he's stretching. You can't see this, but I can see it. This is exclusive. Max! Maxie! Look at him. He's coming. Hey there, bud. You're old. Why are you so old? Takes you 40 minutes to get up. You're old. Cringe. 2K19. Banned me from the chat. Okay, just red-pilled me. First of all, the fact that I am reading your chat message means you are not banned from the chat, so you're dumb. And if someone giving you a 10-minute timeout is enough to make you hate transgender people and want to install a fascist fucking dictatorship in the country, then man, oh man, you were one dumb motherfucker to begin with. Maxie, you want to be on my lap? Max! Ooh. Ooh. Hug the doggy. Someone gave me a timeout on YouTube. Now I'm gonna vote for Trump. Look at him. They love you, Max. You're famous. Breath stinks. You're a famous dog. He's famous. Everyone tell Max how famous he is. Andrea, I just discovered your show about 2 weeks ago. I am a straight black guy from the Netherlands, and I think you're a very funny and cool person. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh. Look at him. This is a dog, folks. Max, you're famous. They love you. They love you, Max. You're a famous dog. You're going to go down in the Dog Hall of Fame. Look at him. Oh my God, what a beautiful baby. I'm freaking out, folks. I'm freaking out. All right. Lego to drop outdated boys and girls labels from toys to combat harmful gender biases. This is from Pink News. Researchers found that 71% of boys were afraid they'd be mocked for playing with girls' toys. That's honestly horrendous. A fear shared by their parents. Jesus Christ. This, oh my God, Max, your breath. Oh man, I need to get you a toothbrush. Oh, you are stinky. The study found that traditional attitudes towards gender persist, such as parents encouraging their sons to do sport and science and their daughters to do dance, baking, and dressing up. I prefer to dance, bake, and do science and not do sports because sports are for losers. Parents rated men as more creative than women and 6 times more likely than women to be scientists or athletes. Parents were also 8 times as likely to think of engineers as being men. Jesus Christ. Man, the UK really sucks fucking shit fuck. The outcome of the research, the methodology of which meant the results are restricted to the gender binary, is that Lego has promised to make changes in an effort to tackle gender stereotyping. Parents are more worried that their sons will be teased than their daughters for playing with toys associated with the other gender, said the chief executive of the Something Institute, But it's also that behaviors associated with men are valued more highly in society, and that's the other part here that I really don't understand. Max. He's being a dog in the background. Max! He likes when I do that. We're working hard to make Lego more inclusive. We're testing everything on boys and girls and including more female role models, said Golden. Our job now is to encourage boys and girls who want to play with sets that may have traditionally been seen as not for them. Traditionally, Lego's been accessed by more boys, but products like arts and crafts line, Lego Dots, or Lego City Wildlife Rescue Camp have been specifically designed to appeal to boys and girls. Lego will now attempt to promote nurturing and caring as well as spatial awareness and problem solving. Again, this is good. I mean, again, this whole, I'm sorry, but, if I want to play with fucking Legos and you're telling me you can't play with Lego, you can't, I'm sorry, go fuck yourself, bitch. Is there a problem? Go fuck yourself. Oh, but you can't play with the whole aspect of having the boy aisle and the girl aisle is cringe. I'm sorry, it's cringe. It's cringe, and if you support it, you're cringe, you're a bad parent, and you're garbage, and your kids are better off without you. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what we're all thinking here. So shout outs to Lego. I gotta get back into building my Lego Seinfeld set. Right there, it's incomplete because I'm a dumbass motherfucking bitch-ass bitch motherfucking shitfuck. That being said, I love Legos. I like building, I like toys, and I love dancing, I love baking, and I'm a scientist. So I do experiments on myself all the time. I just got done with a good old-fashioned 6-day bender. So that's a scientific experiment in its own right. But either way, shout outs to Lego. That's some really good stuff. Moving it on forward, folks. Max the dog is woofing it up. All right, folks. The cat's out of the bag. Now, if you remember, on January 6th, 2021, I did a 12-ish hour live stream. I think it was more like 14, 15 hours. I watched the entire thing unfold. Max is a dog. And one of my takeaways upon watching it was that the cops let them in. And at the time, this was extremely controversial. I had a lot of people in my chat saying that that's probably not true. Almost every single mainstream media outlet said that that's probably not true. In fact, a lot of mainstream media were heaping praise on the police, saying that they did a great job. If you watched what happened on January 6th, especially in real time, and if you know anything about law enforcement in this country, I'm sorry, I just drank a lot of seltzer, so I'm a little burpy. You know that the cops let them in. You know that there were off-duty law enforcement. It later was revealed that some off-duty law enforcement, used their access codes and badges to open certain doors, right? We all know this. But now, the Trumpers are promoting this as if it's a good thing. A Trump-endorsed candidate for Arizona governor is claiming that the January 6 Capitol rioters were invited in by Capitol Police. A Trump-endorsed candidate for Arizona governor claimed that the Capitol rioters were invited in by the Capitol Police, appearing to push an unproven narrative that the riot was nonviolent. So again, their takeaway is that the cops let them in and it was a tour. Yeah, we were all just strolling around, shitting on people's desks, stealing things, destroying things, trying to kill politicians. Just a classic stroll in the park. Now, we need to understand that obviously that's not true. It was not a non-violent stroll in the park. These motherfuckers were deranged and crazy. Look at Ashley Babbitt, right? But also, it's true. The police let them in. That's factual. It's true. And we need to understand that that is the takeaway here. The cops opened the motherfucking doors for them. If you've ever been to a Black Lives Matter protest and you've ever been around police, you know that they don't typically open the doors. It's like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of black people out there saying that their lives matter or whatever. Let's just open the doors for them. That's never happened. Right? But when it's a bunch of white neo-Nazi Confederate losers, why not? The Capitol, one of the most fucking sacrosanct buildings in the whole world, they want you to think, somehow didn't have adequate security. I've been in riot situations where police have made literal lines of officers and officers and officers 6 or 7 layers back, right, to protect a fucking road, not even to protect a building, but just to stop people from going on one side of a road. You're telling me that the most beautiful, sacred building in human history can't get the same protection? Of course the cops let them in. They haven't been charged with a crime, and they were invited in by Capitol Police, Carrie Lake said in an interview with conservative news network RSBN at former President Donald Trump's Oct 10 rally in Des Moines, Iowa. The U.S. Capitol Police Force was criticized for its handling of the Capitol riot after some officers were seen posing with rioters for selfies and moving barricades aside for the mob to move forward. However, there was plenty of footage and records of officers' injuries to show how violent the breach of the Capitol building was. During a July 27 House Select Committee on January 6, several Capitol officers testified to racism and physical harm they experienced during the January 6 riot. According to the DOJ, more than 1,000 assaults were committed against police officers. However, conservative figures have repeatedly minimized the violence that took place at the Capitol on January 6. In May, Georgia Representative Andrew Clyde likened the Capitol rioters to tourists. And in September, North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn said in an interview that the rioters were mainly normal people who were kind of wandering in. Madison Cawthorn also infamously said that he's currently planning a second attempt at January 6th. but that's not important. I mean, y'all really need to oh my god. Y'all really need to understand what these motherfuckers are doing here. Right? Like, we're fucked. Where's the Democrats on this? They don't care. Where's the mainstream press on this? They don't care. No one cares. We have a fascist movement building in this country. It's been brewing for decades, centuries. And now it's reached a boiling point. The first bubble was spotted in Charlottesville, I would say. Where the bubbles started of the boiling point analogy. Bear with me here, right? But we are now reaching a very nice rolling boil with January 6th. The lid is off of the pot, folks. That water is splashing all over the kitchen. And we are going to get fucked up unless someone does something about this. But guess what? There is no savior. There is no hero. Joe Biden's not going to crack down. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they're not going to do jack shit. We're on our own. We are going to have to deal with the mess that these dumb fuck aristocrats are creating for us. And it's not going to be easy. And a lot of us are going to die because cops don't do their job. The state doesn't do its job. The state doesn't even care about itself anymore. Think about that. The government of the United States literally does not care about itself. The 14th Amendment, Section 3, clearly states, those who give aid or comfort to anyone engaging in an insurrection is banned from office. Yet, Marjorie Taylor Greene is still a House member. Lauren Boebert's still a House member. Madison Cawthorn's still a House member. Ted Cruz still there. Josh Hawley still there. What the fuck's going on? Constitutionally, they should be banned. But they're not. Because the government at this point has given up. It's like, you know, when you get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and you're just like, fuck it. That's the U.S. government. It's fucked up. And I want to read this article, and then I'm probably going to end the show. Because I'm feeling a little out of it, folks. I think I need to eat something. But either way. Here's an article from CNN. The headline, The Most Alarming Trump Rally Yet. And I think this one does a decent job of showcasing how fucked we are. Well, Donald Trump has held several rallies since January 6th. His rally in Iowa Saturday was quote, the most alarming by far. At Trump's past post-presidency events, you wouldn't find the state's leading GOP officials attending en masse. In fact, at a rally in Georgia last month, Trump rallied against the state's Republican leaders for refusing to assist him in illegally overturning the 2020 election. Trump even told the crowd he'd prefer potential Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams as governor over his fellow Republican who's currently in office. Saturday's rally in Iowa, though, was different. This one was attended by longtime Iowa U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley, Iowa Gov. Kim Reynolds, Iowa Reps. And Ashley and other mainstream Republican officials. Some of these very same people who just 9 months ago were slamming Trump for his role in the Capitol riots were now only too happy to be seen supporting him. This is politics at its worst and its most dangerous for a democracy. They thought for a couple weeks that Trump's brand was over. And so they said as much. They said Trump is bad, no good, etc. But then they realized, wait a second, Trump's brand is not over. They still need his support. And so they bent the knee. They got on their hands and knees, unzipped Trump's pants, and went to town. And that's what we're seeing. I mean, I covered, I think yesterday, a story where people at this rally think that Civil War II is going to happen and that Trump is going to, quote, save the world. That's what Trump's fans, they're fans. They're not like, you know, like they're cult members. They think Trump is going to save the world. How are you going to compete with that if you're Chuck Grassley or whatever the other people are? You can't compete with that. These dumb fuck motherfuckers literally think Trump is like Jesus Christ 2.0. There's no beating that. You can't beat Jesus unless you're Donald Trump. The most hypocritical of the bunch of Senator Grassley, who on January 6th was escorted by security details to a secure location to protect him from the pro-Trump mob that had laid siege in the Capitol. Grassley, who voted to certify the 2020 election, made a veiled reference to Trump in his statement, noting that the lawsuits filed after the election had failed and that politicians in Washington should not second-guess the courts once they have ruled. Chuck Grassley also, on January 4th, I believe, said that if Mike Pence were to abdicate his role as president of the Senate, that Chuck Grassley wouldn't mind filling it in. He said he would, quote, do what needs to be done. So this guy's been playing both sides since the beginning of it. So don't let him think. Again, it's all about branding. He thought, oh, Trump must be unpopular now. Let me get off the sinking ship. Then wait a second. The ship ain't sinking. It's got a giant hole in the hull and it's not sinking. What the hell's going on? So he's back on the ship. Grassley continued bluntly, there's no doubt in my mind that President Trump's language is extremely aggressive and irresponsible, sharing his view that involved in the attack, including Trump, must take responsibility for the destructive actions that day. Flash forward to Saturday, and there was Grassley beaming as Trump offered a complete and total endorsement for re-election for the 88-year-old senator. 88, huh? If I didn't accept the endorsement of a person that's got 91% of the Republican voters in Iowa, I wouldn't be too smart. Being a little too honest there. To Grassley, it was smart to accept the endorsement of a man who spent Saturday's rally spouting the same falsehoods that led to the January 6th violence that caused Grassley to hide in fear. Trump's litany of dangerous election lies at his Iowa rally ranged from irresponsible claims he won Wisconsin, quote, by a lot in 2020, to lying that the results of the recently released Arizona audit support his false claim that he had actually won the state. He even declared that, quote, first of all, Biden didn't get elected, okay? The crowd responded to Trump's buffet of lies by chanting, Trump won! Trump won! Folks, we're fucked. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, like, Trump's not in jail. Like, if you would have told me, like, as I'm watching, like, there's a version of me that exists, right? Watching the January 6th Capitol riot, right? On stream, right? Now, if you were to just beam back, teleport, and you say, all right, I'm from October 11th, guess what? Trump's still not in jail. I'd be like, what? I'd be like, oh, no, actually, of course he's not in jail, because this is the country that we fucking live in, dipshit. You thought he'd be in jail? Of course not. Right. But again, what are we going, like, this is, like, I regret everything. I wish that I didn't know anything about politics. I wish that I could just live in my little dungeon and read books and watch podcasts and play video games. But instead, here I am reading the news, and every single thing in the news is telling me we are fucked. And again, I want to remind you, it is not in the good dick way. I want to be fucked in the good dick way. Please, for the love of God, come on my face. But at this point in time, this is no good. Right? Like, we are, like, I'm going to get killed by the lieutenant governor of North Carolina for, like, I'm filth, apparently. The leader of my state calls me filth. Right? Right? Like, the fucking former president's going out there supporting, like, bills that are supposed to enact genocide on trans and gay people. What is going on here? And everyone else is just like, it's another day in the news. Just saying. Trump's at it again, folks. Can you believe it? Like, Joe Biden is just like, he forgot Trump existed. How come Madison Cawthorn is still in Congress? What's going on? What is it? Like, I'm baffled. I'm baffled by all of this. Like, the Democrats literally don't even care if the country falls apart. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They won't even give us a $2,000 check right after winning election. They don't give a shit. They won't give us a $15 minimum wage. They don't care. We're fucked, folks. The United States government is going to fall apart, right? And then we're going to be left with Amazon and Facebook and Google. Those are going to be our new emperors. And don't forget Trump. We're fucked. We are fucked. We are fucked. And again, I'm going to be very clear. Not in the good dick way. Right? Like, if I could get fucked in the good dick way, maybe I wouldn't be so worried about this goddamn bullshit. For the love of God. 14th Amendment, Section 3. Those who aid and give comfort to those engaging in insurrection are banned from ever holding office. 14th Amendment, Section 3. It's in the Constitution. Democrats don't care. Cory Bush drafted a proposal, a resolution to enact the 14th Amendment. They didn't care. Madison Cawthorn is going out there saying January 6th, Part 2, coming soon. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. Anyway, folks, I'm going to end the show today. So, thank you all for watching. I need to, eat breakfast or something, because I am, out of it. But either way, again, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Alright, so today... later on, I'm going to be doing a Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways stream. I don't know when I'm going to do it. It might be, sometime at, 4 o'clock or something. I might do it before the protest. Okay, so yeah. Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. I will be finishing Chapter 4 and then also completing Chapter 5. And then the game is over. This week... I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to start Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So, for those of you that like PlayStation and like Castlevania, and like specifically Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I think I'm going to start that tomorrow. I think, unless I come up with a better idea. And then I should finish that game by Friday, I hope. Anyway... Thank you all for watching. I don't know, man. Yeah, the world depresses me. But it's October, so I'm going to play some fun video games. That's all I got. But anyway, thank you all. Umar, I feel you, bud. This shit is not good. Anyway, I got to figure out how to get this knot out of my hair. That's it. It's over. It's done. It's over. That's all I got.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-up. Very simple. Bad deal. Should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble. Then I have an Article 2 where I have the right to do whatever I want as president, but I don't even talk about that. You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. Bad deal. Should have never been thought of.